everyone, and welcome back to our final part of our short series covering how to make a rolling dice mechanic. So far we managed to roll a single die and it gives us a result which I think is pretty good. However, we can go a little bit further here and we can do extra functionality to make it so we can roll multiple die and give a result that's a sum of those die, as well as a check to see if they've got any doubles. Okay, so let's take a look at how we achieve that right now. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm just going to go into my HUD here. And I'm just going to make the spawn distance a bit further away from the camera, just so it makes it a bit easier to see. But yes, unclicked with the button here, we want it to roll multiple die. Now, the die amount we're going to roll by is totally dependent on the type of game you're doing, obviously. But let's say we do a for loop. And the for loop has to go through a number amount of times here. So the first index we're going to go through is going to be the number of rolls we want. So, not sort of back up. And for the for loop, we're going to use the last index. It's going to be the amount of rolls we have. And the last index of our for loop is going to be the number of rolls we have. And the last index of our for loop is going to be the number of dice we want to roll minus 1. So we can go to our variables here, number of die. And that's going to be an integer. I'm going to drag that out and subtract 1 from it. The reason why I'm subtracting 1 from it is because we are 0 based here. So if we said our number of die here is going to be 1, let's compile that. So that's 1. It will do 1 minus 1, which would be 0. First index is 0, so it'll just do it once, because 0 and 0 are the same. But if I put in 2, for example, we'll get 0 and 1 as an index. So that's 2 times it'll happen. So that's going to go through there and spawn the die. Now, when it does spawn the die, both of them are going to be bound to on rolled. So dice rolled here is going to get the values. Now, what I want to do here is, rather than just print the value out, I want to store these values as an array. So on my variables here, we're going to do die array. And it's going to be an array of integers. So rather than just changing the value there, we're going to take the die array and we're going to add to it. And then what we're going to take after that is check the die array, see if the the length of it is equal to the number of die we have. So once we've got 2 die results, that would match this and therefore return true. When it does return true, I'm going to take my die array, I'm going to sum all the results of my die array. So I'm going to take this and do a for each loop. And on the for each loop, I'm going to take my array element and add that to a local variable called lSum. And I'm going to set that to lSum. On completed, we're going to take our text dice value, set text, and set that to the lSum. Now, what we get here is that where dice are being added to an array, we're then checking the length of the array, and then we're going through and summing the entire array, finally outputting it to the screen. Before that happens, though, on the start of the roll here on clicked, we want to make sure that die array is empty. So take die array, and we do clear. That way, if you've got any previous turns, they're not going to be lingering around. We'll get that rid of. And then we also want to make sure the die have been destroyed as soon as they come through on the event rolled. Okay, so that's going to be handled on the die themselves. So I'm going to go to the die. And we're going to go to the read value. And after that, I'm going to do set lifespan. I'm going to set it to like 3 seconds. So as soon as it stops rolling, I'll get 3 seconds out of it, and then it will disappear. So now, oh, if I go back to the HUD, I'm going to set the number of die here to 2. We should see 2 die spawn in. One's got a camera, but let's see. We've got 1 result. It must mean the other one's 3. I can check that if I go to F8. Oh, it disappeared already. Let's go back like this then. I'm going to go this far out. Hopefully that'll work. Too far out. I can't see it. There we go. No, come back. Three and 5, which was 8. Perfect. Now, in this case, I may also want to know if I've got any doubles, because I've rolled 2 die. I want to make sure if they say, like, hey, are all these the same? So I'm going to go to my dice rolled again here. That's going to give us the result. And to work out whether it's a double or not, we're going to go back through the result for each one. In this one, there'll be only 2. I want to see if they are the same. Okay. So we're going to say in this array element, sorry, we're going to take this out and promote that to a local variable. And we go previous value, we'll call it like that. But before that happens, we want to see if the previous value equals the array element going into there. So previous value at start will be 0, so that won't equal it. So that's when I want it to store the previous value as a new previous value. If the previous value matches the current value coming through it, that means we've got a double. So I'm going to have another local variable in here saying is double. That'd be a Boolean. I'm going to set there to true. And you can output these results wherever you wish, however you wish, totally up to you. You may have a local event dispatcher on your widget. So on die results, and this may have the sum as a integer and a double flag as a Boolean, for example. So I just call that there, and sum, and it is double. Don't forget, double is going to be, as a local variable, it's going to be reset every time it happens. So we don't have to reset it ourselves, it'll just do it itself. Actually, no, back up. And that's kind of it. We've now got a rolling die system. So there you go, a simple die system that will work for any type of dice really, as well as be flexible enough for you to assign your own values to each side very simply. So if you like to see any other features of a die system involved, please leave a comment below. That really does help out, and we may do an extra video, a bonus video, talking about those features too. If you want to get hold of these project files, you can get hold of them as a gold Patreon member over on patreon.com/Ryan Laley. And if you want to watch any of our videos early, just become a patron at any value, you get access to all of our content early. And if you want subscription, and if you want a consulting, and if you want personal training and consulting with your own projects, become a Diamond Patreon member and you get a session each month with that extra support there. So massive thank you to all our Patreon members, YouTube members, and everyone else for subscribing to the channel. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.